Hello, writers and wannabes. Welcome back to the kitchen. Oh, Lord. Welcome back to the kitchen. I don't know what I'm here to talk about or do. I'm waiting for my proof to get in, and then I'm gonna be looking at the proof and checking it over and seeing if there's any issues. I'm hoping there's not. Be a hot minute, but it is supposed to be published as an ebook right now. Who knows if it's actually up. But I think I'm gonna talk about KDP. I think that's actually what I'm gonna talk about because this has been a topic of conversation, and I wanna be completely honest and foremost with you guys about my experience, and also I guess just like talk about publishing. I don't know. I feel like I should be making a matcha. Okay, so this is not a matcha. But we do have here Javi protein coffee, not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor me, I would be glad to promote your product for money. This is Javi. I really love the way it
looks and feels. There's something about the texture of this bag. There's something about this sort of like matte finish on bags that really appeals to me, and I don't know what it is. I actually also have the caramel version of this. I do have matcha. I have another product. I'm not going to be using it today. Anyway, it's really great. It has 10 grams of protein. It's only 70 calories. Please give me a sponsorship. I will do an ad read. I will, because I do actually really enjoy this product. But it doesn't taste like normal protein powder taste. It doesn't have that protein powdery taste to it. You know what I mean. If you're like using protein powder regularly, you know what I mean. And it does not have that. So it actually is sweet without like a bunch of like artificial sweeteners. In fact, I don't think it has any.
No artificial sweeteners. Let's go. We are not getting cancer today. I make it iced. We're not talking about the thing that I said I was going to talk about. Guys, the ADHD is ADHDing. The thing about publishing is some more.
Guys, the ADHD is ADHDing.
The thing about publishing is I made the executive decision that I wanted to traditionally publish, which you might be saying to yourself, well, if that's the case, then why is Autodeate not traditionally published? Well, it's a poetry collection, so it doesn't count. I hope that having something self-published will boost sort of my credibility. I don't really know. But yeah, anyway, so you basically get like, oh shit. You get like a good scoop of this. There's been a lot of online discourse about KDP and its reliability and like royalties and like blah 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 blah. To be completely honest, obviously I'm not gonna have the best perspective on this because, well, A, writing is not my mainstream source of income at the time, and B, what's B? I'm not self-publishing. Like, my goal of the book is not to make money. Which, like, yeah, that's great, that's awesome, but like with this book, it's more for the sake of, as I said, like getting my name out there, maybe getting into grad school. You shake it now. See, shake it off. Oh, I'm gonna get copyrighted. I don't know why I felt the need to. Little bartender. Okay, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was at all. It's whole milk. You can use like not whole milk. It doesn't really matter. So KDP, formatting was a nightmare. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Formatting was a nightmare, mainly because there's a lot of requirements that KDP has that other self-publishing outlets don't. At least, okay, that might not be true because I'm not entirely sure, but at least when I got my book like proof printed for sync several years ago, I did not have to go through so many loopholes. Google Docs does not have 6x9 page size. You can get an extension, but it costs like $60. So we're not doing that. So I had to re-log into Word, which also costs money. I happen to have Word already, but like any way you do it is gonna cost money. Unless there's like some extension that I don't know about that's free. So like drop it in the comments if you know about that. I don't. And so I went to Word, and then I had to also do mirror margins, and especially with poetry, let me say this very clearly, it will change your stanza breaks. It will change your line, maybe not line breaks, it'll change how the poem looks on the page. And if you were doing poetry, if you were doing blackout poetry, if you were doing poetry that is multi-cursal, if you're doing poetry that is not just like stanza, you're gonna have some obstacles. Let me just leave it at that. It took me probably 2 days, like full days, to get formatting done in a way that didn't look entirely egregious. I did have multiple mental breakdowns while doing it. Actually, it's very difficult. It's very difficult if you are not really tech savvy. Let's give it a try. It's good. It's really good, I promise. I just got a chunk of like the powder because we need more milk. This one's on me. That is one tip, is I would definitely add, the more milk the better, honestly. Always, just a general bit of advice. Let's see what we're looking like now. Wow. Should I get a thumbnail? I promise it's good. But yeah, KDP, definitely not like the easiest thing to navigate in the world, and it took me a hot minute to get the proof as well, so there's that. I will say though, like, I don't think it's like as like difficult, like as holistically as difficult as people make it cracked up to be, but I definitely think that there's some like valid concerns when it comes to like profitability. Canva, I used Canva. I did use Canva Pro, but I used Canva. There is a neat little cover calculator to mention things. It does require very rudimentary level mathematics that will, you know, take a second to jog in the brain. That was helpful. Yeah, that's generally though my experience, and I really don't want to sit on here and ramble for too long because I'm gonna have to edit all of this crap. I'm gonna have to edit literally all of this, and I don't feel like doing all that much effort into editing right now because, as you probably can see, I'm trying to be more consistent with YouTube because it's summer and I need subscribers. So subscribe and leave a like and get my channel monetized.
My goal of the book is not to make money.
But yeah, anyway, that's really all I have. So later, cook some wannabes. Go make yourself a coffee.